What in the heck is going on in the United States? I don't even recognize this country. We have people who are being disappeared by the government that is not following its own procedures, and they are trying to massively deport undocumented immigrants as well as documented immigrants. I'm James Martin, and let's break this down. I've been practicing law for the better part of 30 years, and immigration law all that time, essentially, except for a few years. And I have never ever seen anything like this in my entire life. And to say that it was all predictable is an understatement. Don't forget, subscribe to our channel. The current president, President Trump, has clearly stated what his plans were when he was campaigning for his now second term, and he stated that he would be setting up mass deportation, that he would be deporting people and putting them in camp and taking all these measures, and people didn't take him at his word. The one thing I'm going to tell you really is every tyrant that I've ever heard of tells you exactly what they're going to do. And since Trump is a tyrant, he is no different from everybody else. So what's going on? People are being deported because of their political opinion, or they're not being allowed into the country. Permanent residents are fearful of losing their status if they do not please the government in some way, or if they have some blotch on their record from the past. And let's not even go there with the undocumented immigrants. They are terrified. So let's look at this. First of all, if you are here in an undocumented status, you are definitely in danger, and you need to take some very, very strong actions right now. And what do I mean by that? The first thing you need to do is to have proof that you have been here for 2 years or more. Why am I saying that? Because in the 1996 law, there was a reform that stated that the government can give expedited removal, expedited deportation orders to people who have been in the United States for 2 years or less. Why didn't we know about it? Well, we attorneys knew about it. It was on the books, but it wasn't really used. It was used mainly on the border. Now this part of the law is being enforced in the interior of the United States. So people who have been here for 2 years or less are faced with the possibility of being just shipped out for being here undocumented for less than 2 years. And these are people who did not effectuate a legal entry into the United States. So you need to be very, very careful with that. Carry documentation proving that you've been here for 2 years. The other thing that you need to think about is you need to have a backup plan for yourself. We don't know where this is going. Yes, I can tell you that the light comes after the darkness, but we're really in uncharted territory. And if you have any doubts about that, we have never seen a president just stick people on a plane and throw them out of the country, let alone taking people who they didn't even know were gang members or not, and send them to a third country to be put into an infamous jail in El Salvador. Yeah, it's that serious. And if you don't think it's serious, think again. Because even a lot of Americans who are born here, myself included, are fearful of what could happen to them. But I don't want to be just all doom and gloom today. This too shall pass. The president is almost 80 years old. Look at the actuarial tape. But this is not just a Trump thing. This is a societal. And so you need to be ready, and I'm going to tell you how to be ready. Number one, I already told you, go ahead and have documentation on you that you've been here for more than 2 years. That can prevent an expedited removal in normal circumstances. Secondly, have an action plan. If you are undocumented here in the United States and you have U.S.-born children, or not even U.S.-born children, children at all who are minors, have a backup plan. Work with the school, to see who would pick up the children were you to be detained by immigration, where your children would go. Look at your assets. Many of you have bought houses. What are you going to do with that? Are you going to leave a power of attorney with somebody so that they can take care of your affairs if you get removed from the United States? The other thing you can do is you can just consult an immigration attorney like me and see what your options are in getting legalized. Now, I'm going to be really honest with you. It's not easy these days. But as I say in law, possession is 9/10 of the law. What does that mean? Well, if you hold on to something, right, it's harder for somebody to take it away from you. So you've already done the hardest part of immigrating to the United States. You're here. You're here. And so somebody, if they want you to leave the country, is going to have to work really, really hard to get the documentation in order, to put you through the court system, and to remove you from the country. So the strategy may be just to outlive this terrible wave of things that is going on. And so have a plan for your house if you bought a house, have a plan for your kids, and consult a competent immigration attorney. I am saying attorney, not notario. An attorney is a licensed legal professional. A notario is somebody who just took a simple test that you could take possibly and paid a little bit of a fee, like $25, and then became a notario. I know that in Spanish-speaking countries, notario connotes something that is really, really important in terms of the courts, especially in Latin America. But that's not what a notario is here. A notario takes this piece of paper, looks at your signature, looks at your ID, and says, yeah, that's the guy who signed it. That's all they need to know. So go to an attorney. Consult with an attorney. Have an action plan. It is looking bleak. It truly is looking bleak. Why? Because they're thinking about having detention camps within the United States. How far is this administration willing to go? There are people who their only infraction was to have the wrong political opinion. So it's very important that you also kind of police your social media, especially for the people who are here without any status. And I recommend that also for people who are legal permanent residents. You know, not everybody needs to know your political opinion, and you can be discreet, and you should avoid situations where you're going to run into problems with the police. So what is your action plan? See an attorney. See what your options are. Have documentation showing that you have been here for 2 years or more. 3, have a plan for your children. Who will pick them up from school if you are detained? Have a plan for your property and your business and your house and your car. Leave a power of attorney for somebody to move these assets around. And finally, don't lose hope, because part of the deal is this cannot last forever. This will affect the economy, and at some point they're going to have to put an end to it. Now, if you'd like to talk about this and get some help and get some ideas and get good solid legal advice, go to the link below and you can see how you can contact our office. But do something. It's very important that you don't let time just go by and not react and not take the actions to protect yourself. It's very important. You are worth it. You have contributed to our society, and there are many of us who are very thankful for your mere presence here in the United States. So take care of yourself. Don't lose hope. Yes, it does look very bleak, but it is very true that the night is the darkest before the dawn. Hey, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more information that can help you out.